Welcome to Unstoppable Lionesses. We are so excited to be here with you today. I am Dr. Coylette James. I am the host of Unstoppable Lionesses, and my key focus is to make sure that you ladies are unstoppable and that you possess the courage of the lioness, that you understand the importance of sisterhood, one with another, that we're not trying to tear each other down, but we're here to build each other up. And that is what Unstoppable Lionesses is all about. A sisterhood, building each other up. A little later on in the broadcast, I have one of my sisters with me, and she is going to talk to you about your labels and the fact that your labels can't contain you. But I will introduce her in just a little bit. So I just kind of wanted to share my topic with you tonight. Each week we'll have a different topic that I will share, and then my co-hosts, their segments will focus on other things. And here's the key. Our most valuable product is ourselves, that we are our own brand, we are our own product, and we are the most valuable product in our arsenal, okay? So we have to make sure that at all times we are taking care of us. So what we aim to do on a weekly basis is to come and to help you thrive. Now, definitely, we're going to be talking about business and how you become unstoppable lionesses in the boardroom. But all the different segments will also build you up and help you to be unstoppable in your personal lives too, because we need to thrive on every single area. Every area needs to be on point. We are that Proverbs 31 woman. We are not trying to overcome the stigmatism that has been put on the female. We are the answer to somebody's prayers. We are the answer to somebody's dilemma. And so we want to operate on the very, very best basis that we can. And in doing that, you do that by being your unique self. All right. That's your superpower. Who you are, uniquely who you were created to be, that's your superpower. And a lot of times we try to dim that. We try to hide behind masks. We try to put everybody else out front, and we don't walk out front ourselves. We are daughters of the King. We are daughters of the King, not just a king, but the King. And so we are royalty. So we walk with our heads up and our shoulders square, and we walk in everything that God has called us to. It is an amazing place to be in life. So with that being said, my topic tonight, before my other two beautiful people, lionesses, come forth, my topic is to stay the course. Stop chasing shiny objects. All right. We do that all the time. And I do that all the time. You will find that I'm going to tell on myself before I tell on anybody else. That's just who I am. So you don't want to just get out there and chase the shiny objects. All right. Now, I am the bling queen. I love shine. I love bling. And so things catch my eye. Right. But in life and in business, we got to make sure that we keep our focus. So first things first is identifying what your core is. What is your why in what you are doing? That helps you to stay rooted and grounded and focused in what it is that you are commanded to accomplish. Now, I say commanded because when you were created, you were already created with purpose and destiny, and greatness was already put within you. And so it is the command for you to operate in your greatness. But sometimes we don't realize how great we are. And so we cannot keep our focus if we don't accept what it is that we were created to do. What is your why? What is your why behind starting your business? What was your why behind starting your family? What is your why behind pursuing a career? Whatever it is that you're endeavoring to do, keep your focus on your why, but make sure your why is correct. Make sure your why is correct. Because here's one of the things that I can share with you in business. If the reason that you went in business was only to make money, you're in the wrong business. Okay. That should not be your why. Your why at the core of your values should be that of a servant leader. It should be, what do I have to offer my customers, my clients, my employees? What am I doing out here in this space? And when you can keep your focus on your why you're out there, then it will help you to not chase the shiny objects, everything that kind of skirts by that catches your eye. Now, what are some of the shiny objects that you will sometimes focus on? It's new opportunities, it's new ideas, it's new projects, and I'm guilty. I'm very, very guilty, because it's like my mind never stops. And so I'm constantly thinking up things. What can I do next? What else? And I had to get to a point for me in my life is to put it before God and say, okay, I've got all these wonderful ideas. I've got all these projects that I want to work on, but I know I'm only one person and I can't do them all at the same time. So what are my priorities? And then let me tackle them in the order of priority. So those shiny objects, like I said, they can be all kind of things, but most of the time, they're things that look really good. They're things that make you feel like, oh yeah, I need to go do this. Oh yeah, I need to go do that. And you miss your core, because your why says, no, you got to focus on this right now. Your why may be you started a family because you really, really wanted to be that homemaker. But then after you got into that family, you were like, oh, but you know what? I could go do this job. I could go do that job, or what have you. What is your why? What is your why? That will help you keep your focus. Or better yet, you may have a career and then all of a sudden the family comes along and you feel like you're giving up something. Keep your focus. Because obviously, if you desired to be married, if you desired to start a family, then there was a why behind that. All right. So like I said, we want to make sure and encourage you to thrive on every level. It's not just in business, it's in life. So keep your focus on your why. You'll hear me say that quite a few times. Another thing is that you set boundaries. You have to set professional and personal boundaries if you're going to stay the course and not chase the shiny objects. Now, I am a recovering workaholic. And I say that in all sincerity. Seriously, I would work 16, 20-hour days and not think twice about it. I would be dog tired, but it was like I was a workaholic. I thrived on it, but I got to a point in life where I had to set boundaries, because remember, I told you my mind is constantly going. So I'm working on this over here. I'm working on that over there. Now, I still have a lot of irons in the fire. I'm not going to lie to you, but I've learned to prioritize and set boundaries within my life. I had to wake up one day and say, you know what? I have put my husband on the back burner because he never sees me. I had to wake up and say, my health is important to me, and I'm running myself into the ground. I had to learn to set boundaries. All right. So you have to learn to do that. And that will help you not chase all the shiny, pretty little objects that are out there. And then you have to practice discipline. Now, that's a barn burner. Discipline is not the easiest thing to have, especially if you are used to doing. But having discipline will help you set your boundaries, which will help you keep your focus on your why. All right. And it will help you not to just chase all the pretty, shiny objects that are out there. Now, another thing that will really help you is if you break down your goals. When you set goals for yourself, you are to be setting long-term goals and short-term goals. And so as you're working on the short-term goals, which will get you to your long-term goals, you have to make sure that you've broken them down. They're in bite-sized pieces. All right, because if you don't put them in bite-sized pieces, you're going to get overwhelmed. But if you put them in bite-sized pieces that you know they're attainable to you, then it will also help you in your discipline, which will help you in your boundaries, which will help you in your why to keep your focus. So that's what I wanted to share with you tonight, just to make sure that you don't just go in down every little rabbit hole that pops up, that you take your time, you set your boundaries, and you make sure that you be uniquely you in what you're doing and understand your why. All right. Now, I have the awesome privilege of bringing on this phenomenal lioness, and she is going to talk to you about labels not containing you. So that will also help you to thrive in life. So I am bringing up Miss Crystal, and I am going to come up off the stage and let Miss Crystal Travis just share with you what's on her heart about labels.
Hey, everybody. Crystal Travis, and thank you, Coylette, for that awesome introduction and for the importance of what you were teaching there. So, as a label breaker, you know that from the moment of birth, you are slapped with one label after another until eventually you can no longer find your true identity in a world of labels. So, to begin the process of finding your true identity, you must first accept how and who your creator made you to be. And he gives us a really good clue about who he is and how much he loves you in Psalms 139. So, I'm going to read a portion of that to you out of the Passion Translation. It says, Lord, you know everything there is to know about me. You perceive every moment of my heart and soul, and you understand my every thought before it even enters my mind. You are so intimately aware of me, Lord. You read my heart like an open book, and you know all the words I'm about to speak before I even start a sentence. You know every step I will take before my journey even begins. You've gone into my future to prepare the way, and in kindness, you follow behind me to spare me from the harm of my past. You have laid your hand on me. This is just too wonderful, deep, and incomprehensible. Your understanding of me brings me wonder and strength. Where could I go from your spirit? Where could I run and hide from your face? If I go up to heaven, you're there. If I go down to the realm of the dead, you're there too. If I fly with wings into the shining dawn, you're there. If I fly into the radiant sunset, you're there waiting. Wherever I go, your hand will guide me. Your strength will empower me. It is impossible to disappear from you or to ask the darkness to hide me, for your presence is everywhere, bringing light into my night. There is no such thing as darkness with you. The night to you is as bright as the day. There's no difference between the two. You formed my innermost being, shaping my delicate inside and my intricate outside, and you wove them all together in my mother's womb. I thank God for making me so mysteriously complex. Everything you do is marvelously breathtaking. That includes you. It simply amazes me to think about it, how thoroughly you know me, Lord. You even formed every bone in my body when you created me in the secret place. Carefully, skillfully, you shaped me from nothing to something. You saw who you created me to be before I became me. Before I'd even seen the light of day, the number of days you planned for me were already recorded in your book. Listen to this part, guys. Every single moment you are thinking of me. Did you hear that? Every single moment your creator is thinking of you. How precious and wonderful to consider that you cherish me constantly in your every thought. Oh God, your desires toward me are more than the grains of sand on every shore. When I awake each morning, you are still with me. So, guys, think of these words as a love song about the creation of you. You were created by someone who knows your innermost being. You are not an accident, a clump of cells just thrown together. You were knit together in love in your mother's womb. You were fearfully, with great reverence, heartfelt interest, and respect, and wonderfully made. Imagine with me for a moment being created in this much love, care, heartfelt interest, respect, uniqueness, and marvelousness. What does it feel like to be a person who is absolutely cherished, wanted, and loved this much? You are that person. God absolutely loves and cherishes you and thinks about you every moment. So, to begin the process of finding your true identity, you need to accept what He says about the creation of you and how much He has sit and taken every consideration of you, your intricate outsides, your delicate insides, your very bones, everything. He is constantly thinking about you. And that is where we start as being a label breaker, sitting in this, pausing in this, and believing that this is how you were created. He also gives us our core labels, is what we call it, of how we are made. It's our humanity, our sex, our age, and our race. And truly nothing this side of heaven, no amount of money, surgery, time, effort, or wishing on your part can change those core labels. We have to come into acceptance with them. And then we can actually change and remove labels that have been put on us that we don't want to identify us. And that can control us and hurt us. The trouble with these labels is that they are usually given to us by others and not ourselves. The problem begins when you've been given a label that is not true to you or your core labels, but you leave that label there where you and everyone else can see it. And then you begin to believe it, and eventually you let it define you. You begin to let them be visible to you and those around you. They take on a literal form in your appearance, your attitude, and your beliefs. However, you do not have to let any label define you, even if others see it as a truth. It is what God says about you. He says a lot about us. Go back and read that passage over and over and over every day to know how much He loves and cares for you. And when you come to the belief and acceptance of this as your truth, then you will start down the path of becoming a label breaker in a world of labels. So, guys, as a label breaker, as part of our community, we go through 12 acts of being a label breaker, which we will go through some more on here in future segments, or you can join our label breaker community and go through it on there with us. So just remember how much you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And thank you for letting me share that with you tonight. And
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Crystal. That was amazing. What a beautiful picture that you painted for everybody of who they are and how much they're loved. So I love that. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that our viewers are going to be looking forward to your segments in the near future. Definitely. That was awesome. So I thank you. Well, ladies, we have another unstoppable lioness on the way, and she is going to be telling you all about your ship shifters. Okay. The beautiful Miss Taffany Williams is with us, and we're really, really excited for what she has to share with you. So, Taffany, take it away.
Hello, and thank you so much for the opportunity to share here with these beautiful, awesome women. My name is Taffany Williams, as she said before, and I am a ship shifter. What is a ship shifter, you might ask? A person that shifts every ship starting in the mirror. What is that? Leadership, partnership, relationships, stewardship, all the ships. We get the opportunity to shift the ships about how we are showing up. We can experience joy in every ship that we're involved in. We can shift the atmosphere in all of those spaces, especially as leaders. One of the places that we start when it comes to shifting the ships is in the S. I'm going to give you acronyms, so it's a lot easier to remember that way. The S stands for self-awareness. As I said, we start in the mirror because ultimately we are the common denominator in every ship that we're in. When we start to look at ourselves and how we are showing up, whether it be that we're coming in with some past offenses, whether we have gone through a space that we haven't totally healed from, or whatever it is, it shows up sometimes in the people that we lead. Success always begins in the mirror. It's a space of truly how we serve others that helps them to see what it means to be a great leader. I say all the time to people that I get the opportunity to lead, to coach, and to counsel that if you're still under me in 3 years, then I have not done my job. We should be raising up other leaders. We should be shifting the way that they think. We should be shifting the way we speak about things and how we feel about those things so that we can actually truly operate in that truth. Self-awareness is critical to our leadership, how effectively we do lead, and how effectively we continue to grow. Because we will be growing until we take our last breath, or we should be growing until we take our last breath. You must understand that your own strengths is what shows up when you show up as a healed and whole leader. I've seen it time and time again that there begins to be trouble in the team, and we can actually attribute that a lot of times based on how that leader is leading. So we need to be intentional about continuing to grow in those areas where we're strong and in those areas where we're weak. All of the emotional triggers that we may be bringing up or bringing into those atmospheres are actually our responsibility to fix so that we can effectively lead. In entrepreneurship, especially, our ability to promote ourselves, to market ourselves, or to appear to have the value that we expect others to place in us through by paying us is a lot of times affected by how we show up. So self-awareness is our S. Now we'll move on to our H. The H is honor. Honor is about elevating others. And as we elevate others, especially on our teams, we can see that they begin to take ownership, and it becomes very obvious that they are in alignment with the vision that we have set out for them to follow. So when we speak of honor, we're speaking about honoring our team, placing ourselves in a space to have that honor, our partners, even our clients. These are all places that we need to be showing the utmost respect, because when we respect others, we get that same respect back. So understanding that we are to create a space of safety, a space of trust, and a space of making sure that these are lasting relationships. It doesn't hurt you at all to ask a client or to ask a team member or a partner how their day is going. It doesn't hurt at all to say, hey, how's your dog Sally doing? Be active and effective listeners so that you can connect and build those relationships that would help your ships to be in a healthy space. We get to do that every day if we show up as who we truly are in every one of the relationships that we have. I influence. How do you influence others? That's very important. For myself, I had to go back and look at some of the people through life that influenced me. And in that process of looking at the people that influenced me, I noticed things that I liked about their leadership skills. And I also noticed things that I didn't like about their leadership skills. And in that process, I was able to break it down and see which pieces of that leadership style I had picked up. Those pieces of those leadership styles that I had picked up that I wanted to keep, by all means, I strengthened those in every way I could. And those that I didn't want to keep, which may have been negative things, negative speak, not taking care of myself, whatever they were, I drew a line through those things so that I could choose every day to not be that type of leader. That is a very important place when we look at the influence that we bring and the influence that we're able to impact others with. You know, the most important and impactful leaders are those who influence through example. If we live by example and we do to others as we wish that they would do to us, even if we don't see it right now, we get the opportunity to influence them in such a way that it will shift how they respond to us, as well as their teammates or their partners or whatever it is, whatever sphere of influence that you're in right then. Rather than to lead through title or through position or through whatever authority, lead from a space of influence that is truly showing to others what you wish that they would do and how you want them to respond to other people that they're around. I see this quite often not looked at effectively when it comes into our parenting styles, unfortunately. And a lot of times that's based on what we experienced as children of parents that led or that ruled from a space of position or title, and not through the space of healthy relationships as how they are able to influence us and the things that we do or don't do. Now we've got the I down. Let's move on to T. The T is transformation. True leaders are always evolving. It's being a lifelong learner, always moving forward, whether that's through reading books, listening to podcasts, or even being in a space of healthy counsel with other people, of our peers or people that are above us. I say all the time, if I am the smartest person in the room, I need to get in a different room, because transformation comes from receiving the information, getting a revelation, an aha, then the application of that information or that revelation, then we see true transformation. And as we transform, our people that are looking up to us as leaders are automatically going to transform, because, as I said, a lot of times it flows from the top down. So, being in a space of true transformation, the willingness to transform yourself in your business is the key to long term success. It doesn't stop with you, it becomes legacy building. It may be that it's right in your business at one time, but that could go home and transform someone's whole family. They could be that one piece of the puzzle that is missing in the transformation of what it looks like to transform your entire world. I think it's a very powerful thing. I heard Simon Sinek say that people don't buy or people don't associate because of what you do. They associate because of why you do it. And when we look at this shift, it will help us to determine our why. And always staying firm with your why in a situation will keep you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. So that is a space to truly shift your environment. If you shift the working space that your employees, your partners, your friends are in, because friendship is a ship too, right? If you shift how you show up in those spaces, it helps others feel comfortable and safe. Everyone is looking for security, for acceptance, and for significance. And when we shift how we see other people, when we shift how we see ourselves, we are able to see a beautiful space of not just our personal or business or financial space shift, but the legacy that we and those that follow us shift as well. I say all the time, if you shift your words, you can shift your thoughts. You shift your thoughts, you'll shift your actions. You shift your actions, you shift your world, you shift your family, you shift your business. We at Ship Shifters, we know what it looks like when it comes to shifting ships. We have seen so many situations where people have been raised up as coaches and they are able now to transform how they operate in this world and how those that they coach operate. And I have seen those that they coach turn around and become coaches too. So it's about multiplication, not just addition, but truly multiplying. You know, the word of God tells us to therefore go and create or make disciples. How do you do that? You must first be one yourself. So we get that opportunity in Kingdom Women EmpowerNet, our community, to uplift and empower each other to shift how we think just a little bit so that we can then become the shift that is needed to move every ship. Rising tides raises all boats, whether they're a canoe or they're a cruise liner. You can be the rudder and shift the direction of how things are moving in your environment, in your family, in your country, and even in the world. Be a ship shifter.
Amazing. Amazing. I want to shift. That was awesome, Tiffany. And I'm so happy that I got to share this time with you, beautiful ladies, because it is so important that we band together and collaborate and make sure that we are accountable one to another. And I think that there's a thread through what all of us had to say tonight when you understand the importance of you, and it starts with you. With Crystal talking about the love that God has for each and every one of his daughters and who you are in him. That's amazing. And then in Queen, you give the opportunity to collaborate, to come together with other ladies. So accountability is important, and you only can have accountability if you have accountability partners. It's more than just being accountable to yourself. Yes, you need to be accountable to yourself, but you definitely need to have accountability partners to help you on this journey. So I'm going to ask you, Tiffany, to go first, and then Crystal. But Tiffany, give them a little synopsis of what Queen is and how they can get involved with Queen, because it's an amazing project.
Thank you. So Queen is Kingdom Women EmpowerNet. because it's an empowerment network. It is a digital marketing program, a community of collaborative opportunities for us to uplift each other. So we share our affiliate links to our businesses. We share PLR, which is private label rights products, so that people can go and take that product and they can use it to brand themselves. They can change the color, they can do it all and sell those products now for 100% profit from it. So there are multiple streams of income that are available inside of the community. We also have the availability to resell at an affiliate amount the whole community. So we've got Bible studies. We have monthly inner healing sessions inside. We've got co-working spaces where we just put on some worship music and say, okay, what are you working on this week? You got a book you got to get done. I've got this logo I need to do. I need to do this blueprint thing. And we hold each other accountable for that hour to work on what we have going. And we even have the opportunity for breakout sessions where we can speak truth to each other and test our theories about our coaching programs, about our projects that we have going on. So it is a beautiful community of kingdom-minded women that are truly focused on advancing the kingdom. Our foundational scripture is Matthew 6:33, which says, to seek ye first the kingdom, the king's dominion over everything, our mind, our business, our health, our wealth, everything, the king's dominion, for the king, by the king, of the king of kings is who we serve. And if we seek him first and his righteousness, now what does that mean? Being in right standings with. Well, how are we in right standings with him? We make him king over everything. That's when we know that all things at that point will be handed to us, because we're not fighting to get into the kingdom. We're fighting from the kingdom. So we have abundance available to us. We have partnerships available to us, kingdom collaboration and community. No competition, no comparison, all collaboration, because that's kingdom currency.
Amen. Amen. And how do they get involved with Queen?
So Queen Network, I want to say .com, is a way that you can get involved in that program. Right now, our price is at $333 because we are a group of prophetic women up in here, and we are truly calling out to God. Jeremiah 33:3 says, call unto me and I will show you great and mighty things that you do not know, things that come. And so that's what we do. We spend time listening to God and shifting when he tells us to. So there will be a link somewhere around here to be able to join that community. And as I said, we have a affiliate link with that community. So if you come in that community at the $333, you have the opportunity to get 90% affiliate amount from that, which is right around $300 every time you share that opportunity with someone else. Our desire is to truly have a lot of spaces of collaboration and the opportunity to make multiple streams of income as we increase and shift our spaces in our family, in our wealth, in our health, and all of the things above.
Awesome. Awesome. And so Miss Crystal Travis, Miss Label Breaker herself, talk to the ladies about label breakers in your community, because it's so powerful. You know, especially as women, we wear so many labels. Some of them are good and some of them not so good. Some of them are labels that we've been wearing because of situations and circumstances we've walked through there where we need healing from, and other labels we've taken on that don't even belong to us. So we need to be careful with our labels. So talk to them about label breakers, please.
Yes, absolutely. So with the start of label breakers, you know, there was a secret place inside of my heart that I was never truly thankful for. And no matter how much I tried to convince myself and God that I was. So there's a place where we are not thankful for the labels that we've had. the mental, the emotional, the physical, the spiritual abuse that we got from ourselves or others because of the labels that we had on us on a daily basis. So there is a place where each comment, reminder, or look, your self-loathing grew, your self-hate grew, and if we're truthful, our God hate grew too. So if you're at a place where you're asking, how come he isn't hearing my heart cries? I'm trying. I'm doing my part. Why isn't he helping me? Why won't the struggle go away or get better? Why do I have to obsess on it unceasingly 24/7? Then that's where I invite you to join us in Label Breakers. So we can come into an understanding of the identity of God, of yourself, of your core labels, of your unwanted or negative labels. Because if these things are not dealt with, they lead to addictions, pain, physical, emotional, mental, shame, guilt, disappointment, which can grow and grow until eventually they become life-threatening and life-defining. So, however, if you haven't given up through it all and you have a deep-seated desire and the longing of your heart is to get rid of these labels and be a label breaker, then this is a place where you can come join with us and we will do the hard work of healing. It takes time, dedication, commitment, self-reflection, and a whole lot of prayer. But my promise to you is that if you show up for yourself, God and I will also show up for you, and that there is true hope, healing, success, and purpose waiting on the other side. So if you're ready to join us on your own journey of being a label breaker, or continue on the journey of self-discovery, reflection, acceptance, appreciation, and success that you may already be walking in, and to know more and go further in your purpose with them, then that's where you can come join us in the label breaker community, and we can hold each other and have that accountability to do that. So, and we have fun interviews with influencers, and we do fun retreats in person too. So you can join us at labelbreakers.com and learn all more about it.
Awesome. Awesome. That's a beautiful service that you offer, seriously. And it is so needed. It is so needed. So ladies, like I was telling you at the beginning of the show, our focus with myself and all of my co-hosts, you will see various different ladies that will share segments with you each show. And our focus is to make sure that you're empowered. An empowered woman empowers the world. So we want to make sure that you're empowered, and we want to make sure that you're empowered in every place that you have territory, okay? Because it is your territory, and the word of God says, every place that the soles of your feet shall tread, I will give you the territory. So if you're empowered to take the territory in your home, on your job, in your business, then you will be the queens that God created you to be. Seriously. Again, as I said earlier, we are king's kids. We are king's daughters. And so we walk in that place of royalty. I also wanted to let you guys know about FaithBiz Blueprint, which is something that I created for people that want to be in kingdom business, right? You want to start a business, but you don't know where to begin. You want to do your business plan. You need a marketing plan. You need a name for your business. Sometimes, you need some guidance. And so I created a GPT that works just like Chat GPT. And the name of the GPT is FaithBiz Blueprint. And you can find it in OpenAI, or you can go on my website. I have a website, FaithBizBlueprint.com. And you can go on there and just walk through the different places that you can see where you can enhance what it is you're doing by having some AI help. One of the things that is a mission of mine is helping kingdom-minded people get out of that stigmatism that AI is the devil. AI is a tool, and AI can be a good tool or a bad tool. It just depends on whose hand it is in, just like any other tool. And so God has blessed us to take that AI tool and put it in a good hand and help you to prosper, help you to go forth in what it is he's called you to do. I also have a workbook for those of you that may not like the techie side. You can get on Amazon, same name, FaithBiz Blueprint. And it's a very concise book. I promise you, it's almost 300 pages. So it will help you build whatever it is that you want to build. So like I said, we are here to encourage you. We are here to make sure that you grow in every area of your life and that you be the very, very best you can be. And my sister Taffany kind of took my scripture, but I'm going to read it anyway as we close out the show. And it's Proverbs 16:3. And it says, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. So make sure whatever it is that you're endeavoring to accomplish, that you put it before the Lord and let him put his stamp of approval on it. So that's it for our Unstoppable Lionesses show this afternoon or evening, depending on what time it is that you're seeing it. We are so thrilled to be on the Women Thrive Network, and we are so excited to share with each and every one of you each and every week. So God bless you.